Welcome, everybody. Great to have you with us. So glad to have you with us here for The Dynasty, a podcast on the Alabama Crimson Tide. My name's Chris Stewart. It is fantastic to be here with all the Alabama fans that have made their way in town for the big game this weekend and our first live edition of The Dynasty. Our show is presented by Wendy's and Dr. Pepper. No Tendies combo meal is complete without a Diet Dr. Pepper. Order now in the Wendy's app. All right, you guys already know who these two other gentlemen are. That's the reason you were applauding when they came out. But it is an honor to welcome my friend, multi-time national championship quarterback for the Crimson Tide, A.J. McCarron, in the house.
Awesome crowd, huh?
It's not bad.
Yeah.
Normally, we do this podcast every week. Trent Richardson is with us as well, another multi-time national champion, teammate of AJ's, but he's also a high school football coach, and they got a state playoff game tonight, but it's Alabama. We just got depth all over the place, and that includes stars and former national champions that can come out and be with us, such as a very special guest. It is great to have Mr. Landon Collins back in Tuscaloosa.
Appreciate you having me back.
Hey, if you're watching on YouTube, thanks so much for tuning in. And we've got this podcast and other new episodes that drop every week on YouTube, Apple, Spotify, wherever you get your podcast. And if you're looking for the show, just go to thedynastybama.com. You can also find us across all social media at The Dynasty Bama. So please follow us there. And wherever you're listening, please make sure you rate and review the show. And a big thanks to Two Dimes for hosting us and letting us play in their backyard. Thanks so much, Two Dimes, for having us. All right, just to clarify, this is not my usual Two Dimes or podcast attire. Okay, this is a little, I got a little event I've got to MC later on tonight where it required a little more. I'm jealous.
You just wanted to show us up. That's all.
There ain't no way I could. It no matter what I had on. If I'd gone bow tie and the coat, it still wasn't going to show you guys up. But glad you're here. A lot to cover, and we got a bunch to do in about a half hour or so time. So let's get into it. Bama's number 4 in the first edition of the CFP rankings. Our discussion of the rankings brought to us by the Agency for Substance Abuse Prevention, which is dedicated to strengthening community awareness through substance misuse education and prevention services to individuals, schools, industries, and families residing in the state of Alabama. Learn more at asaprev.com to find out how you can get involved. All right, Bama was the highest-ranked one-loss team. AJ, we start with you. How strong is the resume right now?
Yeah, I mean, you could make an argument that we have the strongest resume in all of college football, to be honest with you. Listen, the big thing, looking at the CFP rankings that came out that I wanted to see from this committee was, did they take the advice from Greg Sankey after getting offered $50 to $80 million from ESPN to add a 9th in-conference game, and did they actually take that metric and use it this year? Because the strength of schedule metric has not been thought, as in the past. So the biggest thing for me is, all right, are they taking the strength of schedule serious this year? And the team I was looking at more than anything was Ole Miss. Were they going to put Ole Miss ahead of BYU or Ole Miss ahead of Notre Dame? Because if BYU or Notre Dame was ahead of Ole Miss, even though Ole Miss has one loss, I went back to the old mindset of this committee has no clue what they're talking about and doing again. And the fact that you saw that change this year gives you, more of a positive mindset leading into the future, not only for Alabama, but the rest of the SEC. Because if you look at college football, the SEC has easily 5 to 6 teams that should be in this thing, compared to 3 from the Big Ten in Oregon, Indiana, and Ohio State. Oregon might not even get in because they got a tough one against Iowa this weekend. So,
sure.
And when you add all the other teams into it, but that was the biggest thing for me was seeing how this committee thought really strength of schedule and going by that for the SEC.
Landon, what do you think? Is it a resume that is strong, as strong as it should be?
It definitely is. It definitely is. Beating top-ranked teams week in and week out is definitely.
4 straight.
four
straight, top 15.
straight, right? And then same thing with what AJ is saying. Ole Miss is definitely a competitor up there. Now the SEC is just dominating all over. I don't see why not. The outcome should be the way it is.
All right, let's go with you first on this one, Landon. If Bama wins it all, how important is it for them to stay in the top 4, or did Ohio State prove last year you just got to make it into the playoff period?
I think you just got to make it into that last dance. That's last call. That final, it's Final Four, right? Final Four now? That Final Four. Once we get into that Final Four, it's whoever is the best team during their time. So it doesn't matter what the rankings going to become at that time. As long as you're in the dance, the outcome should be the outcome from there.
How about for you?
I'm a little different from the sense, not saying Landon's wrong by any means. You definitely got to just want to make it. But if you can take another week off from hits, and being able to push yourself with tempo and practice. Now, if you take that week off because you're in the top 4, you're getting a bye, but practice is more of a walkthrough, you're in shorts and helmets, you lose a little bit of that, right? Because it's why you see so many teams struggle in the first week. And a lot of times it's based off or coming out of bye weeks, teams like to struggle from a tackling standpoint because you get away from that. And taking a week off in football from tackling, I mean, he'll tell you it is a major difference when you come back. And even for offensive guys, used to going across the middle, catching passes, getting hit, quarterback staying in the pocket, taking a shot, like you lose a little bit of that. And it takes a minute for that to come back when you finally get back into a game.
Guys, one of the reasons Alabama's been able to rip off 7 in a row and sits at number 4 in the country, the play of quarterback Ty Simpson. I know you've got a great appreciation for that. It brings us to our 3 and Out segment, brought to us by Google. Let's take a look at what fans have been searching for this week. And remember, no matter what question comes next, you can just ask Google. This week we saw an 800% spike in searches for who has the most passing yards in college football. Now you got Baylor Sawyer Robertson leading all QBs with over 2,700 yards. Joey Aguilar's behind him. Didn't do too great in Tuscaloosa, but, he's right behind. And Ty Simpson, of course, sitting at number 20 with over 2,100 yards. All right, AJ, who are your top 3 quarterbacks in college football right now?
Yeah, I mean, for me, I think Ty takes that top spot. And I mean, you know this because I've been on high. When there was a lot of fans after that first week that were jumping off the bandwagon quick, I said, listen, this kid is going to be fine. He comes from a coaching family. His dad's a great coach. I've trained with Ty since he was in high school. I know this kid's mindset. He was just waiting for his opportunity. But going into that first game, he needed everybody else to play well around him. And we talked about that leading up to it. But I've been high on Ty all year. I think he's a hell of a quarterback, hell of a leader for this team, this university. I'd put him first. Julian Sayin from Ohio State would be second on my list. He's playing well. Ohio State's playing well. He's got some weapons with Tate and Jeremiah Smith out wide. And then Mendoza from Indiana has got to be up there. I mean, listen, it's not a knock on Cignetti. I love Cignetti, but anytime you got Indiana, and we're not talking about basketball, top 5 team in the country, they're doing something right. So that'd be my top 3.
No argument for me there. How about Landon? You got anything different to add to that?
No, I do not. I mean, my biggest thing I can add to it is Ty Simpson completion average. Like, he's been on point, getting the ball downfield, making the right decisions, making the right decisions, and making sure that ball stays with the offense.
Right.
Making nothing bad downfield, giving his receivers chances. Hey, it's all him.
Is any tipping anything? I mean, as a DB, you watch QBs and you look to see if they're tipping anything. Don't tell them if he is, but nothing.
I can't give you that.
I can't give you that. You see it, but you can't get. Well, nobody else has seen it either because he's only thrown 1 pick all year. Now, granted, there were a couple of weeks ago, there was about 2 or 3 that hit guys in the numbers, and thankfully they didn't hang on to. I guess it was a Tennessee game.
Yeah.
But still, I mean, he's been unbelievable.
You got to have some luck on your side.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, even during my time, whatever streak I went on, I mean, it gets talked about. Oh, you hadn't thrown an interception since this many passes, but you got to have a little bit of luck go your way as well.
Yeah. How many of those did you let go of and go, oh, there goes that?
Oh, there's plenty where, you lose a defender behind a D lineman or something, and as soon as the ball's leaving your hands, oh shit comes out. So, but it's good when they drop them.
It is indeed. The reason they were in. Sorry, there's a reason those guys were DBs though. There's a reason.
He was good.
I second that.
He was really good.
I dropped a few that I should have caught.
But you had one against Tennessee. I was talking to him before.
Yep.
I was going to have to interview Coach Saban coming off the field at halftime against a game in Tennessee during the great run we had over him. And it's late in the first half. We're up 28-0. We're about to score to go up 35. And we fumble the football inside the 5-yard line. Mm-hmm. And they're driving. And I just know it's going to be awful. Here we are leading. But I know Coach Saban's going to be mad as a hornet. And he's going to jump me. And I didn't fumble. But I got to talk to him. And, man, Landon steps in front, picks it off. You took it to the house, didn't you?
Wasn't that here?
Took it to the house, here.
Yeah,
It was here?
Yeah,
absolutely. Took it to the house. Yeah. We're up 35-0, and you can see me in the background in pictures jumping up and down like an idiot because I was thrilled. Not just because we were ahead, but because Coach wasn't going to be pissed off when I got to him. That was pretty big, too. All right, we got the Bayou Bengals in town. Let's turn our attention to this rivalry in this game. A lot of great ones in college football. A lot of great ones for Alabama. But for you guys, where does this one stack up? I know historically there are games, frankly, that are bigger. But, man, in the last 25 years, this has been as big and as good as it gets. Landon, let's start with you. What do you think?
For me, this has always been circled on my map.
Yeah.
You know, always times being from New Orleans, Louisiana, being in that bayou, being from there, oh, man, just hearing the hatred my parents, my family got me picking at Alabama. I was happy tremendously to be 3-0 against them, and it just continues on.
Landon,
and it's also because when you picked up the hat in the All-American game, your mom didn't look pleased either. She was pretty pissed.
I think he was going to bring that up.
How would we not? Y'all remember that? I mean, he's literally announcing on national television. They all thought he was going to go to Baton Rouge, and he grabs the Bama hat, and boy, Mama
was pissed.
I thought Mom was going to whip you on national television.
I was going to run, you know.
You
going to run away. You know, I still had a game
move.
to go finish. I was going to run away. But, yeah, that was a great time. She's going to actually be here this weekend.
Really?
Also. Yeah, she
fantastic.
I wish she was here today. But we talk about it all the time. It's a great moment to go over. It wasn't a good moment at the time, but it was a great moment to go over. We laugh about it all the time. She asks about all the follows she gets. She always come back to me and say, it's about that time again, huh? I said, yeah, why? She said, I'm getting a lot of followers again. So it's a good time to have that.
For you, AJ, is it the one?
Yeah. Listen, I'd put the LSU rivalry up there for sure. Everything that, for my time here that came with it because Coach making the swap and leaving there. And a lot of times, listen, Alabama and LSU always got the best players in the country, right? And you were on these college visits with a lot of these dudes, so you became friends with them. And then all of a sudden you're in a game where it's a rivalry game and they're your opponent. The all-time game for me that it's because I hate them so much is Tennessee. Yeah. It was always the nastiest game.
Agreed.
And the players weren't getting recruited to the same place. We didn't like each other. There was a lot of hate, but this one's a great rivalry because the competition. I mean, during our years there, 11 guys on one side of the ball were going to be playing on Sunday with the other side of the ball. I mean, those guys were going to the NFL too, and that's what made the rivalry so special.
It is very special. I gotta go off script for 1 second here. You getting the wind blowing your direction? Because we got great partners that make our podcast possible. This is not on the script, but they've put for set design. They put the tendies out here, the Wendy's tendies out here. Wind's blowing my way, and those things smell good. And we ain't getting any for a little while here, but they look good. They smell good, too. I know that. All right, we know how great Tide fans are. We know there is nothing like playing in front of the home fans at Saban Field at Bryant-Denny Stadium on a Saturday night. Truly the best that you'll find anywhere. It's a place that really does transform on game days, and if you want to transform your home with a trusted name at Home Improvement Projects, you need to call West Shore Home. They provide a home remodeling that is crafted with care. Get started with your project today by visiting their website, westshorehome.com. Bama, 16 straight at home, the last two home contests against LSU. AJ, what makes it such a tough place to play?
Well, I mean, it's the fans, right? I mean, anytime you're There we go. Anytime
Nacho agrees.
You're able to come into here. I mean, with the Fell Room, like everything that goes on with this atmosphere, it's by far, one of the top most electric places in all of college football. But it's definitely our fans, the passion they have for the game, not having an NFL professional team here of any sort. Like, people eat, breathe, and sleep Alabama football. And I've always said this, like, people talk about the pressure playing here and the mental anxiety it gives you. Like, screw that. It's what makes this place so special.
Right.
Is the fact that there is so much pressure on you, and people want you to be successful, and they expect a national championship because pressure makes diamonds. And that's what I thrived in. That's what Landon thrived in. Like, you want to be in those situations when it's game time and the fans expect you to go out and play to perfection, even though you're not going to. But that's what makes this place so special. It's one of a kind.
Yeah. Is one of a kind. And again, he's an Alabama guy.
Yeah.
Signed with Bama. We got you out.
Yes.
Thankfully, we got you, for you and for us.
They had me a long time ago.
We had you a long time ago, but we got you out. So for you, what does make Bryant-Denny such a tough place?
So I know AJ's on the offensive side, right? And he has to quiet the crowd down and has to, make the play calls, talk to his offense. When we on the defensive side and you hear the atmosphere just erupt as we are kicking LSU's ass up and down the field,
right?
And just roar, and you can barely hear anything on the field, and we got to make all these calls and signals and stuff like that, and to see the timid in their eyes when we're watching them and seeing that the crowd is helping us turn this thing up, that's just the reason why. It's just Alabama fans, no doubt.
Playing days, best atmosphere that you played in at Alabama.
The playing days?
Yeah, when you played, what's the best atmosphere you heard? Or are you so locked in on a game you can't really think about it? So tell me, period, best atmosphere you've experienced in Tuscaloosa.
Best atmosphere I experienced in Tuscaloosa. All right, we lost though. All right, to LSU, 9-3. All right.
That was the first one. That was the one that didn't count.
But that was the best atmosphere because
it's awesome.
It was nail biting. Each inch, each play mattered, no matter what. That atmosphere. That's when I was about to make my commitment, but my mom told me no. I wanted to make it then, but. I told her, I said, okay, I'll wait till the on-number game. But that atmosphere, that told me right there, this is the place to be.
Yeah.
This is where I want to be. This is where my career would shoot through the roof if I'll come here. And that was the best atmosphere for me.
How about for you, AJ?
Yeah, I mean, for me, listen, like Landon said, it was hard for me to pay attention. And good thing playing at home for us on the offensive side is we are actually quiet and I get to talk and not just hand signal everything. But game of the century was all, a great atmosphere. I mean, there was plenty, a ton of Tennessee. Hell, my junior year, we beat Auburn's ass 49-0 or whatever it was. That was a great atmosphere. And Gene Chiswick's last game to coach. So,
right.
But I mean, there's so many, but on the offensive side, usually we're quiet, and then when we get over to the sideline, it's hard for me to pay attention to the crowd. I'm usually, so locked in on what we need.
All right. Bama's 10-point favorite in the first game since Brian Kelly was fired. What are your keys for tomorrow?
Well, and the biggest thing is we got to start fast. Like, anytime a organization, I don't know if Landon's been a part of it, but anytime I've been a part of a firing of a head coach, listen, that new guy that steps in, the interim, can either bring a unlimited amount of juice to the team, and the teams want to play for this guy, and you got some new trickery on offense, defense. There's things you're going to see that you haven't seen from this team all year, but the key is to start fast. If you don't start fast and you allow these teams to stay in it, you're going to be in a dogfight late in the game. It's the same mindset for me going into this week as it was for the South Carolina game. I mean, we talked about it, and I told you, listen, we got to start fast because playing there and playing with that atmosphere, it's just one of those games. If you allow them to stick around, it's going to be a dogfight in the end, and that's what my biggest key is for going into tomorrow's game.
How about for you, Landon?
Same thing. Coming in with some tenacity, coming in to set the ground rules right in off the gate, off the start, making sure they know whose town this is. That's the biggest thing. Playing sound football, playing all 4 phases. All right, that's doing that, playing everything, doing what you're supposed to do, playing to your keys, and just doing your job.
Scott Cochran used to say it best. Lock the gates, 60 minutes.
Yes, sir.
So they're here. Let's go.
Yeah.
They are indeed. Let's wrap up this segment with our winning combo for tomorrow's game. It's brought to you by Wendy's and Diet Dr. Pepper. No Tendies combo meal is complete without a Diet Dr. Pepper. Order now in the Wendy's app. All right, what's your winning combo for the Tide tomorrow? Maybe Ty Simpson, Jeremy Bernard, because they've been huge.
Yep.
I'll let you make the choices, and we'll throw in some other stuff.
Yeah, it's got to be those two. I think Jeremy Bernard is your MVP of the offense this year, from being able to run routes, catch passes, in traffic, make plays outside, inside, whatever spot he's in. And then they also stick him in the backfield, too.
Yeah.
I mean, we haven't had much of a run game this year, and there's been some struggles there. But when he's lined up in the backfield, we've had some explosive run plays. He's by far, I think, the MVP. That's not taking anything away from Ty, but when you've needed a play to happen, Jeremy's been there. And then, of course, Ty. Listen, they got to be on the same page. They got to play well together. Like I said, this defense will throw some different looks at them that they probably haven't seen, having new D coordinator, new offensive coordinator. So be on your P's and Q's and communicate real well and go make plays.
How about for you, Landon?
I'm thinking the same thing, but first start off with the defense. I think we get the ball back like we did last week, get our offense back the ball, and they go downfield to score. So Ty and Jeremy Bernard.
I tell you what, the time we've got left, I need you guys to share your favorite Coach Saban story. All right? I'm going to go, y'all have fun with it. I'm going to go the serious route, and I shared this on the podcast the other day with AJ. The game of the century. You lost it. And, excuse me, not you. Team lost it. And everybody's down. But Coach Saban, instead of ripping everybody in the locker room, he's telling them how proud he is of them because you guys had a great week of work. He just felt like maybe you left it on the practice field and kept telling y'all, he was so mad, I'll never forget this part of it. He goes, I hate talking about this. I hate talking about this. But, he goes, there's a lot of football left, and there's a lot of teams that have got some tough games that are going to be between us and LSU. And there's a lot of stuff that can happen. He goes, we don't control our own destiny, but we control what we control. And you guys took care of business. In every game after that, we got the right dominoes to fall, and you got in the championship game again. You got the rematch and absolutely annihilated them, 21-0. Great ball game, great effort. That, to me, was one of my favorites. Now, that's not a fun one. We could go with a bunch of those, but y'all we got about a minute and a half each. Give me something good.
Mine would have to be my freshman year showing up. I was playing well, had a great summer, great camp. We head out to the stadium for our first scrimmage and leading up to the season. And I had been repping some with the ones when he took Greg out, but I was mainly the whole time during camp with the twos. And he calls the twos out, and I go to head out, and he's like, you're here with me. I was like, all right. And then he calls the threes out. And I'm like, I guess I'm going now? And he's like, nope, you're here with me. And then last, he calls basically the walk-ons.
Yeah.
And he put the first defense back out there. Terrence Cody, Rolando McClain, Javier Arenas, Dante Hightower. The first snap, I'm under center. Terrence TC launches my center. I can't even remember who it was, but launches my center into me. I just get the ball, turn around, fumble. I'm down on the ground. I'm pissed for the rest of the scrimmage. Yeah. Nothing is going well. And so when we took the buses back to the stadium or back to the facility, I don't even take anything off. I take my ass straight up to the office, and he's sitting in his office, and I said, hey, I need to talk to you. So he closes the door. We sit there, and me and him had a different relationship than everybody else. And so I start going off. And I was like, listen, you want me to prove myself, blah, blah, blah. Like, how the hell do you expect me to do any of this with the team you stuck me out there with today? And he lets me complain, and he said, you're done? I said, yeah, I'm done. He said, well, today we were testing your leadership skills, and you failed miserably. And so I knew from then on, all right, everything's just a mind game. Like, he's just going to play games with me. And then he later told me, he said, listen, the reason I was so tough on you is because if you can handle the mental games I'm going to put you through, playing in front of 100,000 people in Death Valley is going to be nothing. And it did. And it worked out for me. And we had a lot of success together.
You sure did. Landon, how about you, man?
Mine's be quicker than that. All right. But coming in as a freshman was a huge recruit or whatever, coming in or whatever, stuff like that. And Nick Saban, during that time, Nick Saban, Alabama, nobody knew where I was going at with LSU and Alabama, right? And I finally decided to come here the summer of 2012, 2013. And I walk into the meeting room, the defensive meeting room, Coach Saban with his legs crossed, with his cup, and looks at me like he just saw a ghost, right? He said, "Sits up, I can't wait to whipping your ass." Just because it's just been that long process of me not being able to decide and making him wait that long term. So yeah, he was ready to whip into me that day.
Dang, Coach, I got Mama ready to whip me, and now you ready to whip me.
Correct.
Look, a big thanks to all of our sponsors: Wendy's, Diet Dr. Pepper, Google, West Shore Home, and ASAP. Don't forget, new episodes of our show drop each week on YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and wherever you get your podcast. If you're looking for the show, just go to thedynastybama.com. You can also follow us across social media at The Dynasty Bama. Now, these guys ain't going anywhere. I got a little soiree to go to, but don't go anywhere. AJ and Landon going to be right back to do some Q&A with all of you. It's a chance for y'all to interact with these guys. Appreciate so much not only what you do for us with the podcast, but also what you do for the Crimson Tide. We love you. We appreciate you. Roll Tide, everybody.
All right. Welcome back to the live show of the Dynasty. Big shout out to Two Dons. Appreciate everybody coming out tonight. We're going to open it up to the fans and do a little Q&A. So if you want to ask questions, whatever you got, I think they said come over here and feel free to ask away.
Hello, AJ and Landon. My name is Ketoris Vaughn. I'm a boxer, author, and aspiring entrepreneur. I got a question for both of y'all. Can y'all tell me y'all top 3 favorite teammates and why?
Hold on, top 3 in Alabama? Or
Alabama.
Okay.
Damn, that's tough. I mean, I don't know if I can name, just being honest with you, if I can name my top 3 favorite. Like the closest I was with, because I came, in at the same time we got recruited, was Kevin Norwood, Trent Richardson, and probably Drake Kirkpatrick. I mean, we were on every visit together. We were here all the same time. Like a lot of, tough days and a lot of 110s that we did together. So. Listen, they're all great dudes. I mean, we just spent so much time. I mean, we were with each other from the time we were, 16 years old, 17 years old till we left college. So I would say those 3, but it's hard to pick 3 favorite. But good question.
Yeah, it would be the same people I came in with. It would be Reggie Ragland, Denzel Duvall, and then my mentor that helped me kind of get through and understand the defense would be Ha Clint Dix. Yeah, so it'd be about the same. Yeah.
Appreciate it.
Hey AJ, Landon, my name's Brandon, and my question is, what is y'all's score prediction for tomorrow?
Score prediction. Brandon, I appreciate you coming. Listen, I got this thing closer in the first half than people might like. I think new wrinkles from the either side of the ball for LSU, whether it's offense or defense, I think that's always tough. And if we don't start fast, you allow them with their new juice in the interim and new play calls to stick around. But I like Bama to pull away in the second half. I got Bama 34-20.
Same. I'm around the same number. I'm at 28-17.
Say your name and ask your question.
Hi, I'm Ashley. So I know pushing through those cold mornings, getting to practice, go Big Blue.
Go Big Blue.
So I want to know, double-edged sword. It's a double-edged sword, right? When you're on a consistent winning streak, or when it's tough to get up in the mornings to go to practice, and it feels like, what are we doing here? I want to know what the why is. What gets you out of bed in the morning to push through that, whether it be to break the complacency or to get through those really tough times.
That's a great question, Ashley. Yeah, I mean, for us, all right, so funny story. My first day on campus, and when you're going through the recruiting process, everything's about how great you are, how great this place is. They really don't tell you the truth about how much work you're about to put in. But we showed up. We were supposed to run 16 110s. And so for anybody during our time in the fourth quarter, bigs were at like 17 seconds. 18. Mid-skill, I think, were
17, 15.
Yeah, I think it was like 15, 16. And then skill were like 14 seconds or 13 seconds, something like that. And if you bent over or hands on your hips or whatever, they added another one. We ended up running 36 that day. We came through the line on the last one, a former cornerback, Chris Rogers. He comes through the last one and literally falls face first. They rush the ambulance out on the field, take him to the hospital, and I knew I was in a different world. But from a why, I think that changes for everybody, right? As you grow, whether you're single or you end up married or you have kids, like, it's always changed for me. The biggest thing for me was, listen, I grew up poor. I grew up in a trailer. My family worked their ass off to make ends meet. My mom had 3 jobs. My dad had 3 jobs. And my biggest thing was I just wanted to get us out of whatever situation we were in. And then that changed. As I got money, it was, okay, well, now I want to get a new contract so my kids don't grow up and generational wealth. And so you can change the life and the way your kids are brought up. So, I mean, that's an unbelievable question. You usually don't have questions like that.
No, you hit it right on the nail, AJ. I mean, I can't answer it no better than that. Other than that, it's just finding the reason why to get up every morning is just like who I want to become, who I'm trying to present myself to be, who I wanted my legacy to be, So that would be my reason why, to be a champion, to be a Hall of Famer, to have my name remembered by everybody all the time. So it's multiple. I appreciate it. It's multiple reasons. Yeah.
Of course. Appreciate the question.
Just state your name as
Hey, AJ, this is Shannon Roberts. I don't know if you remember me or not.
Yes, sir.
I was going to ask a question similar to hers, but DIP, being a Bay Rat.
Yeah.
The adversity you come through, living your life, your dad being a firefighter and all, how did that shape you in making your best decisions in life?
Yeah, I mean, listen, it shaped me a lot, right? I mean, hell, there was plenty of nights I stayed at Dad's fire station, and like I said, I grew up with absolutely nothing. And growing up, when we grow up with nothing, you really don't realize that you don't have anything,
right.
Because
They
I mean,
show it.
we didn't have money to go out and do things. Like, ball was everything, whether it was basketball, baseball, football, and I think when you realize that and you have an opportunity that God's given you to change that about your family, like, you take advantage of that opportunity. And I know that's, for me, it helped shape who I am today. And listen, my kids grew up completely different from the way I grew up, but it's still teaching them the right way to do things, to go about their business, and having work ethic, no matter if they do grow up in a house that looks different than my trailer. But, that's a great question.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
Hi, my name is Sam. You guys talked earlier about like the college football playoff, having a week off and things like that. What good does that bring Alabama this week, having last week off?
Yeah, I mean, for me, it can be good or bad, right? I know for us, during our week offs, it became camp practice.
Yeah.
And it was ones versus ones. You were in full pads 2-3 days out of the week. It was harder during bye weeks for us during practice time. I think rules and regulations and everything, and maybe the atmosphere is a little different here now than when Coach Saban was running it, but it can be good. You make it what you want.
Correct.
So either you don't treat it like it's a week off, it's a week to hone in on the details and the little things that make you successful, and then you take that same mindset out to the practice field, because the little things add up, and that's what ends up getting you beat. So, the bye week can be, good for you, or it can be bad. It's always good from a situation of allowing guys to get healthy and get some guys back from injuries, but from a practice standpoint, it could go either way for you.
Yeah, same ways. I mean, I can speak defensively. It was tougher on us because we had to hone on multiple different things, and we was going over probably different teams during that time. We probably was going over at that time Vanderbilt, also LSU. We had an LSU game or Ole Miss at the same time within that week. So we gone over 3 different teams throughout that week. So attention to detail was major for us, and so it's just very, very detailed minded.
Yeah, appreciate it.
Hey guys, Nacho Alabama
Yes,
here,
sir.
and I want to know how much influence, how much extra oomph does it give you when the crowd is fired up and super loud and screaming their lungs out in 3rd and 4th downs? Do we influence the play on the field? That's my big thing. I want to be part of the experience and to influence that game.
Oh yeah, listen, 100%. Like, from a quarterback standpoint, when I'm playing at home, I don't want to hear anything. I want to be able to communicate and talk to whoever I need to when you're on offense. Defensive side, it's always great because, it's tough. A great game to kind of put perspective on the offensive side was we were playing Florida in 2011. They had John Brantley. I think they were ranked like 6th or 8th in the country. They were undefeated. We were undefeated. And it was my first real true SEC road test as a first-year starter. And they false start on the first play. We kicked off to them. They false start. They don't even huddle back up. They line up and throw an 85-yard touchdown on the first play of the game. There's beach balls, pooled noodles, I mean, everything just going around all in the crowd. And we go out for the first play, and I remember my helmet literally shaking side to side. And I got the signal in for the second play, and I remember looking at Barrett and probably Fluker on my left side and everybody else, and I was screaming the play, and I could see guys mouthing back, "What? What?" And I was like, "Oh, shit, we're in trouble." And so I had to call a timeout, and Saban's like, "What are we doing?" I'm like, "Listen, I'm calling the play as loud as I can in the huddle. They can't hear it." And so my genius self was like, "All right, listen, I need the smartest guy on this side, smartest guy on this side. I'm going to say the play to y'all, and we're going to pass it around the huddle until we get it right. And hopefully we don't screw this up." And so luckily we scored, whether it was a field goal or a touchdown on like the first 5 possessions, and it took the crowd out of it, and defense went out and played well. But from an offensive side, like, it can make things tough when you're the opposing team. And then, listen, when we're on offense at home, you want to be able to hear a pin drop. Like, treat it like Peyton Manning did in Indy. Like, let's don't say a word.
Defensively, we want it. 3rd and short, 4th and short. Anytime it's 3rd and short, 4th and short, we need it. Y'all cause a lot of offsides every time. Just because the offense, like AJ said, they can't hear the huddle call. They can't hear the snap count. They don't know the signal or anything like that. So that helps us out tremendously on the defensive side. The louder y'all get, the better it is. It doesn't hurt us defensively at all. We already know what we're supposed to be doing. We already know our adjustments to any formation they're doing or how they come out. Be as loud as you possibly can. That helps us out, because if it's like you said, if it's 4th and 1, it's a game-changing time, and they jump off sides and make it 4th and 6 now, they have to change their play.
Yep.
It's a different play call now than the one they think that they're going to get that first down on. And then if you do it again, better position, right?
Yep.
So
we're good? Awesome. Thank y'all so much for coming out. We really appreciate it. Make sure you tune in to the Dynasty each and every week. Get it wherever you get your podcast. Thank y'all so much. Appreciate 2 Dimes. Roll Tide, everybody.
Appreciate y'all guys.